Hey, look at the sun. Isn't that nice? Oh, I have to change the screen. Take the letterbox off. Stand by while I do that. I have to remember where it is. Okay, there it is. Here we go. All right, we're back. Okay, so that square shadow in front of me is the laptop. As you see, the sun is facing me. Great lighting. I thought I'd take advantage of it. I am pre-recording this Thursday evening. Well, Thursday afternoon. Yeah, Thursday afternoon. The sun is nice. Anyway, so you're seeing this on Friday. So happy Friday, 18th day of March. And the 55th, wow, the 55th episode of season 3 of the Be Your Own Hero show. HERO is an acronym. It means helping everyone reach optimism. And the push of season 3 is doing. That's the theme of season 3. Doing. So to take action, not just listen to me, not just take notes, not just think about it, but to actually take action. And that applies to me as well, to take action. So that said, helping everyone reach optimism, I said that it is also a reciprocal action. As you help others, you help yourself. And this is part of the Hero Ministry movement, which is my effort to uplift and inspire the unhoused community and people in general. In this forum that has grown and grown and grown and will soon be a nonprofit. All right, fingers crossed, knock on wood. Let me know if you want to help with that. Let me know if you want to help with the creation of the Hero Ministry Movement nonprofit. Why not, right? All right, so this is going to be a quick episode. Just wanted to do it for a couple reasons. I wanted to take advantage of the sun right now. I also wanted to do the episode early because I've got some overlapping Zooms on Friday, so I want to be present for that. And also, I wanted to do some doing, as I just said in my intro a few minutes ago. I want to put something in practice that I've been saying theoretically for the past couple of days. Okay, so moving on, I'll circle back to what we're doing in just a second. This is Friday again, so that will be day 291 of me running every day, at least a mile a day, every consecutive day, because I got asked that recently, every consecutive day, for now 291 days in a row. So I'm claiming tomorrow, even though you're seeing this on day 290. Speaking of which, day 290 is a milestone day. I haven't added up the miles, but I do have yesterday's running report in case you missed it. I'm going to show that, and then we're going to get back to the Hero Ministry Movement. So this is me yesterday doing my run report at the end of my run. For those of you that don't know, I do this at the end of every run. I try to do it immediately before I can even think about what I want to say. I try to just hit record and see what happens. And I've been doing that for many months now. And this is yesterday's run report. Here we go. 90, day 290, 290 days of me running every day, at least a mile a day, for now 290 days in a row. Whoa. Hard day today. You never know. You never know when it's going to be a hard day. And that's the whole thing, right? Some days, you're just not going to feel like it. For no particular reason, just don't feel like it. But it doesn't matter. If you've made a commitment to yourself to keep doing, to keep pushing, then not feeling like it doesn't make no difference. Not a bit of difference. You just got to get out there and get it anyway. And what I found is that the energy to do what you want to do, in my case, run at least a mile a day, doesn't show up beforehand. It doesn't show up when I'm putting on my sneakers, putting on my sweats, walking outside the door, selecting my music for my run. It doesn't show up. What's happening? All right, something's happening. I can hear something. Well, that was weird. The phone, when I got in the car, the phone was connecting to the Bluetooth and it started playing a song. I don't know if you could hear it, but I could hear it. It was a little distracting. So anyway, that messed up my deep moment. My deep moment is just that you just got to push for it. And the energy that you need to get it done will not show up at the beginning. It's going to show up in the middle. It's going to show up after you already start. I'm turning on the AC. I'm in the 2021 Nissan Armada. If you haven't seen me talk about this car before, look how big this is. I actually broadcast my show today from the back seat. And earlier this week, I broadcast from the third row seat. So now all I got to do is broadcast from the front seat. It'll be like all 3 rows of this vehicle. So check out my show. If you missed it, watch the replay on Facebook and YouTube, the Be Your Own Hero Show. And yeah, watch me broadcast from the back seat of the 2021 Nissan Armada. All right, I'm going to cut it short. I remember what I said before. I'm at day 290. It's a milestone day. I need to add up the miles. I haven't done that in a while. Add up the number of miles that I've run over the past 290 days. But what I do know is I got less than 90 days to go to get to day 365. 365 will be June 1st. I got less than 90 days to go. Let's get it. All right, later. 90. Okay, so I can add more information to that. I still haven't added up my miles, but I do know that it is exactly 75 days left until I get to day 365. 75 days left. Actually, you're seeing this on day 291. So 74 days left. 74 days left. Pushing on towards the finish line. 74 days left. All right, so I'm excited about that. All right, so let me breeze through the news. Today's Friday, so let me just kind of breeze through the week. I had my second debut of my play. My play is called Brown Boy Mad. It debuted for the second time at Fisk University as a fully staged play, as directed by Professor Persephone Felder-Fentress, who is the chair of the drama department there and leader of Fisk Stagecrafters. And also, she's an actress and a director in her own right. So she directed it, and it was amazing. We did a show Friday and Saturday of last week. I also traveled to Louisville, Kentucky to do a hero hoodie drop with Jacinta, who is the hero ambassador in Louisville, Kentucky. I piggybacked on their event. It was a Zeta event where they do an award show and give awards to people in the community who are doing good work in the community. I donated 100% of the proceeds of sales of hero hoodies and hero t-shirts back to their charity event, their award show. And because of that, I was shouted out on stage. So that was pretty amazing. And so then back to Nashville for the second showing of my play. Again, it was just phenomenal. I hope you got a chance to see it. I posted some not so great video on my Facebook page, so check that out. And just a couple other things that I've mentioned before, but I just want to highlight. There was a friend of mine, a classmate from Morehouse College, who's a pastor now, and he got something from my play that he wants to use in one of his sermons. That's amazing. One of the student actors wants to use her monologue, the monologue that she performed in my play, as her talent for a beauty pageant. So that's really phenomenal as well. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but the play is autobiographical. These are my stories about dealing with race and racism over the years. So it was challenging to hear those stories again. And I always forget that. So day 2 was easier than day 1. Like day 1, I was like, whoop, I was having lots of flashbacks, but still it was a cathartic experience. I always messed that word up. There was a catharsis that happened during day 1, and it was easier for me to manage day 2. Okay, so all that said, the picture of the cast on stage was taken by Fee King. My mom asked me that, and I didn't remember at the time, but Fee King flew down from Baltimore to see the play. Shout out to Fee King for doing that. I really appreciate it. And she took some great photos. So the photo that I've been showing on social media of the cast sitting on the edge of the stage with me and Professor Fentress behind them was taken by Fee King. So shout out to Fee for that. Appreciate it. And you can still text to give. You can still text to give. If you just go to my social media, you'll find the text to give information. I've tried to show it here, but it doesn't show up big enough. But anyway, 100% of the proceeds of your text to give efforts will go straight to Fisk University Stagecrafters. That is the drama department at Fisk University. So just go to my social media, Facebook and Instagram, and you'll see the actual number to text. And what you do is you type the word Fisk, text to that number, and then you get a form back to fill out online on your phone, on your device. I've tried it, works really well. So please text to give, and remember 100% of the proceeds are going to the Fisk Stagecrafters. Okay, also, and then I met with Isabel Gonzalez, friend of mine from high school, and we recreated our picture for best dress from high school. And the serendipitous thing that I didn't even realize at the time is that both vehicles were Nissan vehicles. The vehicle we used in our photo shoot in high school and the vehicle we used for our photo shoot a couple of days ago were both Nissan vehicles. What are the odds? The universe is trying to tell me something. Anyway, so moving on, let's get to the envelope challenge. Here we go. I got my dice ready. Here we go. Number is 2. Again, the number is 2. Easy day. Transfer $2 from your checkings over into your savings so that you can amass a small amount of money that you can invest so you can avoid the excuse of not having any money to invest. Okay, so today is the same day. It's still Thursday that I'm recording this, so I don't have a new morning zen. However, I've mentioned before that I've set up TikTok to ambush me with positive content every time I go into TikTok. And that is where I post my run report most religiously. So if you ever go to my TikTok channel, there's nothing there basically except the run reports. Anyway, I went in there to post my run report this morning and I got this gem and I liked it so much that I posted it separately because it really speaks to what I said in my run report that I just played, the run report for day 290. So here's the quote. Yep, the traffic is agreeing with me out there. The greatest skill you can have as a human being is being able to do something that's good for you even when you don't feel like it. The greatest skill that you can have as a human being is being able to do something that's good for you even when you don't feel like it. And that's by Jay Shetty, the former monk. So that really speaks to what I was saying in my run report that you just saw. Like, yeah, there have only been a handful of days that I've felt like running. The number is around 6 to maybe 10 days that I felt like running. All the rest of those 290 days, I just had to fight for it. And so that's that skill. I'm developing that muscle that Jay Shetty is talking about. Doing something that's good for you, exercise, physical fitness, even when you don't feel like it. And that's the move. You got to be able to exercise that muscle. And shout out to Mom. Shout out to Mom for doing her 2-a-day workouts with her personal trainer. And I know she doesn't feel like it. But it's just the sticking to it that builds the muscle of sticking to it. And you apply that muscle to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. So shout out to you, Mom. All right, so moving on. All right, let's do this affirmation twice. Once to just get the words memorized, and the second time with emotion, with feelings, so that we can really get it locked into our subconscious. Here we go. I am so happy and grateful to be a multi-millionaire in every area of my life. And once more with feeling, I am so happy and grateful to be a multi-millionaire in every area of my life. Ashe. Ashe. Okay, quick reminder, if you only spend, you're what? Stay poor. If you only save, you're what? Stay middle class. In order to become wealthy, you must invest. It's not optional. Find your way in. Find your way in. Okay, so this brings us back to the abundance section of the show. And as I said at the top of the show, I wanted to make real something that I've been saying theoretically. So this is as much for me as it is for you. So I've been theoretically talking about percentages this week, 75, 90, 10, etc. So let's make that real. So my friend that asked me about the deposit, getting the deposit back for an apartment. I asked what the amount was. The amount is $900. So let's make that real. So you're getting a unexpected lump sum of $900. Unexpected because you spent that money a long time ago, and it's been in escrow the whole time you've had your apartment, right? So now you're getting that money back. It's like found money. So you don't want to just put that in your checkings account, because if you do, it's just going to vanish, right? So here is the theory that we've been talking about. Here's the theory. Theory is Shaq theory first. Shaq theory is save 25%. Save is the wrong word, but let's just use that word for now. Save 25%, invest 75%. So in other words, put 25% in your checkings account to do whatever with, but invest 75%. So let's make the numbers real. And we're just going to do this in real time. So what's 75% of 600? Oh, sorry, that's the wrong number, isn't it? That is the wrong number. So what's 75% of 900? 675 is the number. Okay, so 675 is the investment amount. That's the investment amount. And we're going to subtract 900 from that 675 to get the other amount, which is 225. Okay, so I'm writing that down. We're going to get this deposit of $900. We're going to take $225 and just drop that into our checkings account. We can do whatever we want with that money. But we're going to take 675 money to invest. And now the next question is where to invest it. And now we're going to go to what I just call it? Well, Warren Buffett theory. I can't remember what I just called Shaq's theory, but anyway. Now we're moving on to the Warren Buffett portion, right? So his thing is 90% in index funds and 10% in bonds, right? So we've got $675 that we're investing of that 900. So what's 90% of 675? Let's ask our phone. 90% of 675. 607 is the answer, according to my trusty phone. So this is, well, actually it's $607.50, but let's just round it to 607. So we're going to take 607, and according to the Warren Buffett school of thought, we're going to invest that 607 into index funds. So what's the current price of the S&P 500? Current share price of S&P 500. And also, I'm doing this on my phone on purpose to show you how easy it is to just Google this information. It's all readily available. All right, so the answer is 441. Oh, it's definitely on sale. Last time I bought a share of the S&P 500, it was in the 500s for sure. I think it was close to 600. All right, so we've got $441 per share for the S&P 500. So we've got $607 to spend, right? So we're just going to do 607. Nope, that's not a 7. 607 minus 441. So you can buy a share of the S&P 500 with $166 left over. You can also buy other index funds. The S&P 500 isn't the only index fund. Matter of fact, since we're doing this in real time, current share price of VOO. All right, so that one's even more on sale. The current Vanguard, the Vanguard version of the S&P 500 is only $405. This to be saying only. I remember not too long ago when I'd be like, $400, but things have shifted. All right, so we got what, 675 minus 405. So you could buy a share of VOO and have $270 left over. Either way, whether you have $166 left over or $270 left over, you can just drop that in your cash balance. If you're using Ameritrade, you can just leave it in your cash balance because it will collect interest. It will collect interest even in a brokerage account. Or if you're doing this on an app like, say, Cash App or Robinhood, you can put something else on layaway. Like you could use that, in this case, $270 to buy most of another share of the VOO, right? And you don't have to buy the whole share on those two platforms because they offer fractional shares. Those two platforms, once again, are Cash App and Robinhood. So you could put $270 down on the 405. So let's do that, 270 minus 405. So you'd have $135 left to buy another full share. So that would get you most of the way to buying a second full share of VOO. And I won't do the math for the other one, for the S&P 500, but you'd have $166 down on another share of the S&P 500. You know what? Let's just do it. Let's just do it. So what do we say? 441 minus, what did I say, 166. Yeah, so you'd have $166 down on another share of the S&P 500 and $275 left to buy another share of the S&P 500. So that's your 90%. Your 90% is buying index funds. Theoretically, I am not a personal trainer. I am not a financial advisor. I'm simply running numbers now that work for me, what I would do if I had that lump sum of $900 coming in. Knock on wood. I'm doing this exercise so that I can make it real for me, so that when there is a lump sum, I'll know what to do and I won't leave it in my checking account. Because you know, when you leave that lump sum in your checking account, what happens? It vanishes. It's like magic. It just whittles itself away. So don't do that. You got to move that money in the first day or two. Ideally, the first day that the money comes in, do it that first day. At the latest, the second day. Otherwise, it gets a little shaky. Anyway, so we now have 90% of our lump sum, well, 90% of our 75% invested in the index funds. And we've got, did I get everything? Oh, so now we need the 10%, right? We need the 10% of 675, yeah. So let's just ask the phone, 10% of 675. All right, 68 bucks, 67.50. Let's just round that up to 68. So in Warren Buffett's world, he would invest that in bonds. But let's just say you don't know anything about bonds. You're not comfortable with that. You've got this $68. You don't know what to do with it. Well, you can leave it in your cash balance if you're using Ameritrade. Or like I just said, you can use it to put something on layaway, as it were, in Cash App or Robinhood. And what you could put on layaway is any of the FANG stocks. Again, the FANG stocks is an acronym for Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google. Of those, the least expensive stock is Apple, believe it or not. Apple is only around $200 right now. So you've got $68. It's almost $70 that you could buy into, that you could use to buy into Apple. So that would get you almost halfway to a full share of Apple. Now, again, as I mentioned before, all the FANG stocks are represented in both the S&P 500 and VLO, the Vanguard version of S&P 500. So you're getting exposure to those already. So this would just be an effort to get additional exposure. So of those five FANG stocks, the least expensive is Apple, $200 or so right now. And then Meta, which used to be Facebook, is I think the second least expensive, especially now because the stock market is down. So you could take, just getting back on track, you could take that $68 and you could just leave it in your cash balance to move on something in the future. Or you could buy into one of the FANG stocks so you could have some growth stock exposure. Or you could use that money to buy into an ETF. And just a reminder, ETF is like, it's called an exchange traded fund, but it's like buying into a segment of industry. So if you're interested in automated cars, let's say, you could look for an ETF that specifically addresses that. Likewise, if you're interested in cryptocurrency, you could look for an ETF that specifically addresses cryptocurrency, and then you could buy into that ETF. It reduces your risk because the ETF will already have a number of companies inside of it, and someone else has done the research already. So you just buy your share and reap the rewards, or not, depending. So that's the minority of your money, though. That's only the $68. You've already invested the $607 into the more solid thing, which is index funds, according to Warren Buffett, not according to Sekou, according to Warren Buffett. So, yeah, that was relatively helpful for me. I hope it was helpful for you to think about it in terms of real numbers. So we take the $900 deposit coming back from the apartment we just moved out of. We break it up into 75, 25 immediately, put 25% right there in our checkings account to do whatever with, but 75% we move over, and then we break it up again into 90-10. 90% goes to index funds, and 10% you get to play. You get to decide what you're going to do with that 10%, but you've already got that 90% in a fairly safe place. So it enables you to play a little bit with the 10%. Yeah, I think that worked for me. I hope it worked for you. All right, and I thought this was going to be a short show, but that's pretty much my time. And I'm losing my light, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. So let me know if that worked for you. I know I haven't said anything about the how-to guide, but I will talk about that more next week. I'm hoping that more of you will get involved over the weekend and think about the things that you already know so that you can create another source of revenue for yourself. Just do it. Just create another source of revenue so that you don't have just one source of revenue. And I know it may seem like a far-flung idea, but do it anyway, because you never know. You never know. What's the worst that could happen? Worst that could happen is you spend a little bit of time creating something that is of use value to someone else. Someone else will still get some use out of it, whether it's a windfall of income for you or not. It'll still be an additional revenue stream. So just do it. Just do it. If you're sitting on the fence, just do it. Think over the weekend about what your how-to guide will be, and let's get to it. I'd like to bang that out next week. Fingers crossed. All right, so yeah, that really did take up my time. So reminder, today's Friday. There is no Sip with Rev Melissa today. There is no Sip with Rev Melissa today at 10:30. Today is Meditation with the Moon. It will happen at 8:30 p.m. Once again, no Sip with Rev Melissa today. There is Meditation with the Moon at 8:30 p.m. So check that out. All right, so all that said, I guess I will see you. Oh, I'll see you. I might see you Sunday because I'm the guest host for Living Life in Joy this coming weekend. I'll definitely see you Monday. Definitely see you Monday for the next installment of the Be Your Own Hero Show. Until then, keep doing, be a hero, be your own hero. That's the most important thing. And remember that now is better than perfect in terms of investing. Find a reason to invest right now. Don't wait. Don't wait. And use the Shaq code and the Warren Buffett code for any lump sums of money that come in that could be helpful to you. I'm definitely going to try it myself. All right, and I will see you next week.